This is so sad. She went missing back in 2013 while hiking. Her body was discovered 2 years later in her tent. She had been writing in her journal, and y'all, the entries are so sad. When you find my body, please call my husband George and my daughter Carrie. It will be the greatest kindness for them to know that I am deceased and where you found me, no matter how many years from now. Please find it in your heart to mail the contents of this bag to one of them. This is 66-year-old Geraldine Largay, and it was her dream to complete the Appalachian Trail. Geraldine, who was known as Inchworm because she moved slowly, was an avid and experienced hiker, although she did not know how to read a compass. Her friend said that she did not like to use a compass and would sometimes become lost and have to be redirected. July 22nd, 2013 was the last time that anyone saw Geraldine. Geraldine had been practicing for this hike with her husband. They hiked about 200 miles through Georgia and North Carolina, and then in April is when she began her journey with her friend. Geraldine and her friend Jane hiked the Appalachian Trail from April until June, whenever Jane had to leave for a family emergency, leaving Geraldine to continue hiking alone. Jane didn't really want her to do that, but Geraldine was her own person. For those who do not know, the Appalachian Trail starts down here in Georgia, and it runs all the way up to Maine, and that is where she was found. Over the next 3 weeks, Geraldine was hiking the trail solo. Her husband would occasionally come and hike with her in the mornings, and they would meet up at the end of the day for George, her husband, to bring her more supplies and to just check in. On July 23rd, Geraldine, who also went by Gerry, was supposed to meet up with her husband George at the trailhead on Route 27. The day before, around 7:15 a.m., she wrote her husband George a message saying, "About to leave shelter, don't worry about getting stuff for the 100-mile wilderness." This led people to believe that she was possibly wanting to end the hike, but the next day, on the 23rd, when he was supposed to meet her, he waited, and when she failed to show, he just assumed that she had maybe took shelter at a trail shelter because it was raining really hard. He waited for her in his truck, but after 48 hours, when she did not show up, he called police. And then 2 years went by before Gerry's remains were discovered. In October of 2015, Gerry's remains were discovered by a contractor on a Navy property that was used for pretty much training. I also read that Animal Planet was actually out there in the trail shooting a movie when she was discovered. There was a huge search, and police believe that Gerry was last seen on July 22nd by 2 hikers who said that she was going off trail to use the restroom. When police found Gerry zipped up inside of her tent, she was found with her cell phone, some money, her driver's license, and her journal entries, as well as some food wrappers and stuff.
Her driver's license? Yep. Geraldine Largay.
Through cell phone data, police learned that Gerry had been messaging her husband trying to get help. On July 22nd, the same day that Gerry had left the trail to go to the restroom, she messaged her husband and said, "In some trouble, got off a trail to go to the bathroom, now lost. Can you call AMC to see if a trail maintainer can help me? Somewhere north of the Woods Road. XOXO." But unfortunately, that text message did not go through. She continued walking west, trying to find service. She made 10 more attempts to send out that text, and her last try was at 12:25 p.m. 2 hours after that, she tried sending 2 blank messages that did not go through. The next day, Gerry tried to send out this text: "Lost since yesterday, off trail 3 or 4 miles, call police for what to do, please, XOX." Unfortunately, her messages just were not going through. She attempted one more time, and it wouldn't send. So Gerry had wandered about 2 miles away from the trail, and that is where she set up her tent. She luckily had some supplies with her that helped her last, police believe, about 26 days. Gerry's journal was also found with multiple entries. A lot of them were personal letters to her family. They believed that she just lost hope that she was going to be found, and she began writing in her journal. This was the one that I showed at the beginning of the video. It was from August 6th. There were journal entries through August 10th, but then nothing from the 10th through August 18th. And then that was the last journal entry. Gerry also tried sending text messages on July 30th, and then on August 6th, the same day that she wrote the very sad journal entry, she had deleted 2 messages that she had tried sending. This is a very heartbreaking story, and I pray for Gerry's loved ones.